Hey guys, it's Aaron. I think that today's day 30, so today's the last day of my 30-day challenge, and this has been a great learning experience for me. Um, I've learned a lot, by doing the by starting to make these videos. I'm getting more experienced in this, and so it's definitely a great learning experience. Um, I appreciate those that have been following me through this 30-day challenge, and hopefully that there has been something that you've gotten out of this, and it has helped you and or influenced you to make some great choices in your life. And I believe that I'll continue to make videos as this has been very helpful to me. And I haven't yet decided whether or not to create a new 30-day challenge, but as far as publicly sharing that challenge on YouTube, but I do continue to believe that doing 30-day challenges is very helpful to make massive progress towards your goals. So if you're not already doing it, I would challenge you to start a 30-day challenge in your own life, and something that you feel and is something that is going to be. And there's a lot of techniques you can use to determine what is the best thing that you can choose to challenge yourself with, that will help bring you closer and closer to your ultimate vision and purpose in life. But so yeah, I invite you and challenge you to do a 30-day challenge. You don't necessarily have to make it public on YouTube or make your own YouTube channel or anything like that, but find somebody to be accountable to. Maybe it's your spouse or significant other, or maybe a friend, a family member. I know one thing that people have given me advice to do, and that is to get a coach. A coach is a lot more is more apt to make you be accountable for your actions, and so that can be a lot more effective than a friend or a family member, just because a friend or a family member could be less likely to hold you accountable for messing up and not following through, just like it's been tougher probably for me. Most likely the reason why I messed up is because I don't have a coach and I haven't followed that advice yet, and hopefully I can do that. I can come up with the money to pay a coach to help me. So that's just kind of on the back burner still on my mind. Hopefully I can do that eventually, and I know if I do that, I'll begin to make even more massive progress towards my goals. And so just a quick update, as this last 30 day, I was able to go this whole time. Actually, this has been a great experience, to know there's some things that I'm keeping up with that I haven't slacked off at all. And so that's definitely helping me go in the right directions, because it's helping improve my consistency in setting goals and achieving them. I'll continue my long-term goals for the rest of this year, for doing push-ups and set-ups, and continuing to exercise, continue to work on doing my morning ritual, and doing my scripture study, and everything that, and continue to revise my goals as I think it's very important that. So one thing that's been going across my mind is there's advice on not setting goals too hard for you to achieve, because you basically are setting yourself up to failure. But again, learning all about this mindset stuff, that could be a disempowering belief right there. The reason why I mention this is because, if I didn't really, so maybe I don't really know what I can and can't do. And if I choose to try to be as realistic as possible, then I may not be setting myself goals that are going to push me. And so sometimes I have to think, okay, I need to set, a realistic goal. And it's maybe just because my lack of experience that I'm saying this right now, but if I'm going to set a realistic goal, um, I'm going to be, I'm able to achieve it, but I need to set a goal that I feel like that maybe it's going to be a little bit harder to achieve and maybe not even possible to achieve if I want to really push myself. And so my mindset is thinking, okay, let's set a goal that's basically impossible to reach, but do as much as possible to get as close to that goal. Like set a percentage. How close of a percentage did I get to achieving that goal? And so some goals are going to be easy to do this way. Other goals may not be. But for example, I have the goal to do service for my wife. Two different types of things. One is to ask something I can promise her that I'll keep that promise, and that helps build that confidence, the reliability of my wife in me, and I can say I want to do this at least 25 times this month out of 30 days. Let's say there's 30 days in the month, and I want to complete it, at least do it 25 times. Okay, so that's setting a realistic goal. But if I set it for, give myself, say, so in any case, it's better than what I've been doing, right? If I haven't been doing this at all, setting this goal, at least I get, my goal is to push myself to do 25 times. But let's say I set it to, so no, I want to achieve 30 out of 30. I'm not, in my back of my mind, not thinking, oh, it's okay if I slip 1 day or 2 days. No, it's on my back of my mind, I'm going to get this 30 days. And if for some reason or another I forget or something happens, and then I can say, okay, at least I was able to obtain or maximize my progress by setting the goal to try for 100%. And so I think it's very important to, you can set some goals that seem impossible by saying, okay, I want to achieve this 100%. And then, but your mindset, if you say, okay, I want to achieve at least 80%, then you're setting yourself up for 20% failure. I feel like you're setting yourself up for that. But what do I know? I don't really know. I'm not that experienced. I'm still at the beginning stages of learning this stuff, and I'm trying to not let my ego or my pride get in the way. I try to follow the advice that others have gone before me that are experienced in these things. So but sometimes as individuals we have to learn the hard way but we can experiment and try new things. You got to live outside the box. You can't just completely rely on other people's advice, because you may feel in your gut one thing that is right versus another, because who knows if the advice that you're receiving is as unexperienced of a method as they portray to you as effective, and how true is it in their own lives that they're applying the advice that they're giving. And so it's very important that to be open-minded when you're going to get advice from people on how to do something. I know for me, and I'm always going to be a believer in this, and that is having a ritual or a routine in your own life each morning to prepare yourself to get the most out of each day. And I know one step that I haven't been doing that I know even though I haven't been doing, I know it will be productive because there's only like two or three times that I've done it in the past, few months, and that is where I sit down and actually plan out my day. I know that's definitely going to make myself more successful in achieving massive progress on my goals, and so that's something I got to work on. But the other thing, the other big thing is preparing the mind, the body, and the spirit. These three things, if you pay attention to those and you dedicate some time each morning to prepare the mind, the body, and the spirit, you'll over time that little act of consistency of doing that every single day, it's going to make a change in your life. If that's all you did, and you wasted the rest of the day, that little thing right there, I can't see you wasting the day doing that, because that's the whole point of the morning ritual, the morning routine, is that it gets you going, it gets you in the right frame of thinking, and it boosts your morale. You're not depressed. When you follow the routine and you prepare your mind, body, and spirit, you will be ready to make the greatest impact on that day. And you've heard the saying before: live the day like it's your last. This morning ritual helps you achieve that goal, helps you get in that mindset. So when you're walking down the street and you see somebody, since this is your last day in life, that's mindset thinking that if this is my last day, I better say hi to that person, or what could it hurt if I smile to that person, make their day. Or maybe you get a text, or maybe somebody's asking for some help. Now, I mean, obviously you want to be really careful with your time. If it's the last day of your life on the earth, then you're going to be really careful with what you use your time doing. And so that's how you can be most effective and to make the most progress in your life every day. So a lot of people just kind of not really think about, and I even myself don't really think about it that much, because man, how hard would that day be? Oh man, that'd be so hard, thinking, if this is really my last day, do I really want to be doing all these things? Well, that's what you have to think about. Okay, what would you do? Make sure you're in good relations with your family. Make sure you're in good relationship with your spouse, or if you're, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, whatever it may be. Good relationship with your kids. Good with your work, co-workers. You want to be in, all that takes time. And like if you were to just jump right in that day and try to live your life like it's your last, most likely it's going to be, who knows? I don't know. I guess it just totally depends on who you are, where you came from, how you're raised, and stuff like that. But ultimately, you're going to make the best decisions that day based upon that idea of it being your last. And if you live your day every day like that, then you'll be living days with less regret, with more fulfillment, greater joy, greater happiness, and I guess the only thing I'd say though about that is, if you're living your life as if it was your last, I wouldn't just go and carelessly spend tons of money, go into debt and stuff like that, because that's just obviously not the case. You don't want to do that as your last. I shouldn't say you wouldn't, because I know I wouldn't want to live my life that way. I wouldn't want to leave a debt on my burden on my kids and my spouse. I wouldn't want to. That's not the way to. That's not just. This is total. That's just like a poor choice to make. And so, when I say live your life, it's like it's your last. It's more of a a love, a care for what value can I add to the world? How can I help others in need? That kind of mindset, that kind of idea. So, anyways, that's it for you. I don't know when my next video will be, but yay to day 30 of doing these videos. I know I missed a few days, but I tried hard to do as many as I could. I try to be consistent, and of course this will be a continual effort to make videos, but it may not be on a daily basis, unless I come up with an idea that I want to share every day with you. And so, or I share an experience or a challenge that I have with you every day, then I'll try to commit to that again. But anyways, that's all for you today. That's all for me, and I hope you enjoyed the 30-day challenge with me, and you have a great day. I'll see you. Bye.